Hi and welcome back to the Adventures of Dementia Man.
Hello.
A little while since we've had the chance to do a video for a few different reasons, but here we are back. It's a very rainy day in July here in South Wales, so we thought we'd sit down and talk a little bit about what we've been up to. So what have we been doing, Mark?
What we've been doing, we've been going on holiday, a fantastic 3 weeks of holiday, and saw lots of interesting stuff, and I could go on many times about how great it was.
So where did we go?
We went to Paris, and we went to Le Mans.
Yeah, we went to the 24-hour car racing for the first time.
Yeah, which is excellent. We went to see The Who in Paris as well, which is the highlight of my holiday, I think, there. How about you, Heather?
Yeah, it was great. We had a lovely time. It was a great deal warmer and sunnier than it is here now. So we thought we'd talk a little bit, focusing really on the travel, getting there and back, and particularly on the fact that we booked assistance at the airport. But just before we do that, let's just talk about the holiday in general. Was there anything you thought went particularly well, was particularly easy, or that was particularly difficult?
The holiday itself, I found it very easy. It was just on holiday, basically. I don't think there were any issues, really.
We were in a place, particularly when we were near Paris, we were in a place that we know quite well.
Yes,
yeah, good. So let's talk a little bit about the travel, because we did book assistance, and
that's which airport?
Yeah, Bristol Airport and at the Paris end. And this is a point to know that if you have a diagnosis of dementia, you can book assistance on the airlines and just in transport in general. So yeah, talk us through it a little bit then, Mark.
Well, we arrived at Bristol Airport and sought to find out where we could get assistance, and we
started off at the EasyJet counter.
We did, yes, that's right. And then we were sent somewhere else, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, we started off at the EasyJet counter, and we thought that was good because we didn't have to wait and we didn't have to deal with all our luggage ourselves. We had special assistants for check-in, so that was great, and they did tell us clearly where to go next. And then they passed us over to Bristol Airport special assistants. And that was, if you remember, that was the one that was kind of cordoned off area in the department. Departures lounge, in the general melee of everything.
Yes, it was. There was lots going on around it. That was interesting as well.
It was quite noisy and bustly, and as you know, that's not always terribly helpful. We had to queue there for a while as well.
It was, yeah, and the people had various, if for want of a better word, ailments and things like that. So it wasn't sort of anything sectioned off in any particular way, I didn't think.
No, it's people needing assistance for whatever reason, all in together. I must admit, I did think the woman behind the counter was a bit grumpy.
Yes, me too.
I think clearly they were very short-staffed.
Busy.
Yeah, very busy and short-staffed. So that was a bit of an issue. So we waited quite a while there, didn't we?
We did. Yes.
That in itself was a little bit disconcerting because you know you have to get through security by a certain time. But anyway, so a chap came along who was allocated to us eventually. He wasn't there, and then what happened?
Well, we went up the stairs basically to go to what's it called again?
Through security.
Through security, which was not what was very good, I would say.
No, we got up the stairs, didn't we? And then the chap generally just pointed at the security line, you know, where you put all your bags on the trolley and go on the conveyor belt, that's the word, and go through, and just said, go that way, and disappeared.
And that was it. And we thought, okay, where do we go? You know, it wasn't that difficult to find out where it was. but because of being an airport, there's lots of things going on, and you're wondering, am I in the right place, and things like that. And there were lots of other people, obviously, and they were also looking like they didn't know where to go and things like that. And people, the staff were saying things, but it didn't really help, I don't think.
The thing that was disappointing was that we booked all this assistance in advance, and we'd been quite clear, telling them exactly what we both needed and exactly what would be helpful to us. Yes, yes, yes. But it was a different situation when we got there. And what was strange as well was there were a couple of people who had mobility issues.
Yes, that's right.
And they were struggling to put their cases on the belt and things. And as you said, because it's a high pressured environment, the people on the belt are like, put that there, get that, no, in that tray, and that kind of thing. It's really, really disconcerting.
It was, yes, yeah.
So then you went through the scanner, you were fine.
I went through the scanner, yeah.
I came through and I was beeped, so then I had to go into the TARDIS like cubicle scanner. Scanner. We're getting as bad as each other.
Yeah, indeed we are, it's catching.
Yeah, so you were then on the other side waiting, not knowing what to do, and I was stuck on one side.
Yeah.
And this was exactly the kind of scenario we'd hoped to avoid by booking the assistance. Yeah. Anyway, we got through, we got our stuff out of the trays, we sorted ourselves out, and we went through to the next holding area. Yeah. That was okay, we were there for a little while. And then eventually a young lady came and took all the passengers who were going to Paris. We were flying to Paris Orly. Yeah,
which was good.
Took us round to the gate.
Yes.
The only thing was
that the plane, is it? Or maybe I just say do this better.
Yeah, well, the only slight problem was there's two airports in Paris, and we'd clarified which airport we want, but generally this poor young woman, who was clearly quite new, don't blame her at all, had basically picked up everybody going to Paris, including those going to the other airport. So there were some people there who were wheelchair users who then found themselves at completely the wrong gate for the wrong flight to the wrong airport. It was a little bit worrying.
Well, it could, yeah, especially for anybody really, I think, if you don't know where you're going.
Anyway, they rushed them away to try and find the right gate. That was fine, and then we just got onto the plane at the front of everybody else, didn't we? Which was fine. Yeah. We got to Paris. We hadn't booked assistance at that end because it's very simple at that end, and we knew what we were doing, and had a lovely holiday. Yeah. So when we came back, again we flew from Paris Orly Airport, and we booked assistance there.
We did.
And we went through and checked in with EasyJet. Again, EasyJet were very good, very understanding, knew exactly how to fast track us and assist us in checking in, and pointed us in the direction of the Paris Orly Airport Special Assistance. So we went round to there. What did you think of that one?
They were superb, I have to say. They just dealt with us so nicely. It was so calm. They sat us down in a nice little area that you could just sit there for a while whilst they're doing what they had to do, and then they then took us round to another part of the airport that we needed to go to. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, I just to go back to what you were saying about the waiting area. I thought the waiting area was excellent there.
Yeah, very calm.
Because whereas in Bristol, it had been just a cordoned off part in the departure lounge, so very busy and hustle and bustle. At Orly, which I guess is probably a bigger airport, must be, they'd got a proper room, very calming, water to drink if you needed it. I have to say, less stressed looking employees who were consequently a bit calmer and happier dealing with us. Our impression. Yeah, I mean, we were taking them right back through to security on the French side, back to putting stuff on the belt and going through the scanner. And that worked quite differently there, didn't it? Yeah. She actually helped us. She directed you as to what to put where while I was doing my stuff. And then we went through the scanner. I went through first this time, and lo and behold, I was stopped again. So they obviously looked very suspicious. Comments in the box below. But it didn't matter this time because you had somebody waiting.
I did, yeah. They just just had me there, and
then she physically brought you through, didn't she? Led you through and helped us get our stuff. So it's a bit less stressful. And I commented on that, and she said, "Oh well, yes, of course. You know, we would always do it so that we went through with the person who's living with dementia, or whatever reason they booked special assistance for, so that they weren't left on their own and not sure what to do," which I thought really showed good training.
It really did, yeah, that's right.
She also took us through passport control.
She did, which was, better than...
It was easier, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Again, you don't have to then do it individually. Took us through together and did our passports together, and then took us to the waiting area, and that was fine, and just said relax here and somebody will be back to help you onto the plane. That's
right, and there was somebody always sort of looking to check that you were all right, I would say. There's a guy who, and he was good distance away, but he was sort of keeping an eye.
He knew we were there, and if we'd have needed anything, we'd have known where to find him, which was really nice.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think we were the only people who booked assistance on the flight back for any reason. So it was the same guy who came back then to take us onto the plane.
He did indeed. And the people who had speedy boarding actually had to wait for us to go into the airport, into the air. What's it called?
Airplane.
In the airplane. Into the airplane. So we got in first, even though we had the speedy boarding.
No, and that was really insightful of them, I thought, and really helpful, because it meant that we could get onto the plane, settle ourselves into the seat. He found the seat for us, helped us settle into the seat, and we could do that without being pushed and shoved from people rushing behind, and that made a massive difference, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
When we got back to Bristol Airport, we flew back. When we got back there, we were supposed to have special assistance, mainly to see what it was like, but they didn't turn up, so we got ourselves off the plane.
And there was a grumpy guy on there, as well, who he was one of the staff. There
was a bit of hurry up, go this way.
It wasn't very helpful.
No, you didn't think that was very helpful at all. So I think in terms of we have named names in this, and you'll notice this, and it's not by any means to criticise individual people working for the different bodies or the different organisations themselves, but I think by naming names it helps other people, and it helps, hopefully they can have a little look at their training on matters relating to dementia and how they deal with it, because these were all organisations that advertise that they are dementia friendly. So EasyJet was good, I thought.
Yes,
really helpful to not have to do your own self-check-in. They knew exactly the process, very reassuring. Orly Airport, when we came back, they were fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't knock their training or whatever, and their understanding of the issues that we might have.
Yeah, the calmness was very good. It really was.
And the fact that they accompanied you right through.
Yes, that's right.
So, Bristol Airport Special Assistance, unfortunately, was a different matter.
Was there any special?
Let's just tactfully say significant room for improvement there. It was disappointing, and maybe we caught them on a very bad day, but I just don't think they grasped why we'd booked special assistance, why we needed it, even though we did our best to explain that. And although we were quite specific about what help we needed, it just didn't happen.
It didn't, no. It was just like a free-for-all, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit.
I think.
So that's our roundup, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, great experience. Don't
Yes.
be put off by any of the things we've said. I think they'll get better, and I think people will learn from this. And yeah, comments below, really. If you've had any experiences with having booked special assistants to go on holiday for any means of transport, let us know whether it's been a good experience, a mediocre experience, what you thought they did well and what you thought they could do better, and we can see what the general picture is.
Yes, indeed. So thank you for listening to our holiday.
Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does. We need another one.
Yeah, because the rain's pouring down here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for watching, and we're back on track now. We'll aim to be back with you next month for another video. Good. Not sure what it'll be about yet.
Not yet.
We could talk about the speech therapy.
Well, yes, we could, in fact. Yeah.
We'll have to think. We'll see what happens in the next month, and we'll be back to talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.